Welcome to the Life in Pink podcast, where dreams come true, women are inspired, and wealth is our business. I want you to know that you matter and life is much better with you in it. So, welcome back. Hello to everybody out there. I hope you guys are having a very good day. Today, ladies, I want to take a moment to talk about and celebrate something that's, often overlooked, misunderstood, or undervalued. The choice to be a homebody. In this world that constantly tells us to be busy, to chase endless experiences and to find fulfillment in going, doing, achieving, it is very easy to forget the simple, profound beauty of home. But when you choose to spend time there, whether it's curled up with a book, experimenting in the kitchen, meal prepping, or simply enjoying a peaceful moment with your thoughts, you're not retreating from the world. You're actually nourishing your soul. Being a homebody, it's not about being introverted or isolated. It's about recognizing that there's power in creating a space that's ours. Right? It's about valuing rest, reflection, and the quiet moments that allow you to reconnect with who you truly are. Home is where we can be unapologetically ourselves. No pressure from society, no expectations. It's where we find our peace, and we restore our energy to go out and face the world when we choose to. This choice speaks volumes about the kind of woman that we are. Honestly, it says that we value quality over quantity and that we choose depth over distraction. It says that we're confident enough to embrace the slow pace, to savor life rather than just rushing through it. So the homebody isn't hiding from the world. She's just recharging for it. She knows the importance of creating balance and of honoring the rhythms of rest just as much as the rhythms of action. So being at home doesn't make you any less powerful, successful, or ambitious. In fact, it might just be the key to all of those things. Because when you create a sanctuary for yourself, you're able to tap into your creativity, your intuition, your self-worth. You become clearer in your purpose and more grounded in your decisions. You can thrive in your personal and professional life because you took the time to nurture your inner world. So go ahead and embrace it. It's okay. If you're a homebody, there's no shame in being someone who values a quiet evening with a cup of tea over a night out. A good Netflix and chill time, popcorn, ice cream, So there's no need to apologize for wanting to spend time with the people or the things that make you feel whole. Okay, it's a sign of strength, of self-awareness, and of course of living on your own terms, right? Because you work hard, to pay bills and to keep a roof over your head, right, ladies? So you are not bound by the world's definition of success. nor do you need validation for how you choose to spend your time. So remember, in a world that's always telling us to move faster, louder, and further, let's remember that there's power in stillness and in simplicity and in being exactly where we are. Being a homebody is not a limitation, it's a choice. And that choice is actually pretty beautiful if you ask me. It's a powerful statement of self-respect and intentional living. So to all the women out there who find comfort, and inspiration and strength within the walls of their homes, keep embracing it. You're enough and you are wise. And know that in those quiet moments, you're shaping a life that's rich in meaning, grounded in self-care, and full of love. So we might view the world around us and the way we approach life in a society that often glorifies the hustle. Of course, we're told to be everywhere and to do everything, right? And to constantly be on. Sometimes no off switch. But have you ever thought about how different that is from the natural world? I mean, think about it. Think about the way nature works, okay, listeners? How the seasons shift, how trees grow slowly, quietly, without rushing. They don't race against time. They don't fear the quiet moments of winter because they know that rest is a part of growth and the part of growth processes. They bloom not because they're in a hurry, but because they've taken the time to nurture their roots. So if you think about a contrast, many of us experience in the modern world, which is like the pressure to be out, to be busy, to be seen. But sometimes the constant motion becomes exhausting. Too much sometimes. So, it feels like we're just running from one thing to the next without having, a chance to reflect or to really be present or to breathe. It's like being in a car that's always in drive, never pausing to refuel. So, sooner or later it stalls out. So look at it this way. Being a homebody, on the other hand, is like being that tree, right? You're rooted, you're grounded, and you know when to rest. You understand that true growth doesn't always happen when you're running around or, chasing the next big thing. Sometimes, listeners, it happens in the stillness, in the hours spent taking care of yourself and tending to your inner garden. So, take a minute to reflect. When you're at home in your space, what are you doing? You're often doing the things that nourish you. Whether it's, curling up with a good book, tending to your plants, cooking a meal from scratch, or just sitting with a cup of tea, again, you're engaging in acts of self-care. So these acts are just as important, maybe even more so, than the social events, the meetings, and the parties. The difference in these activities are for you. That's the difference in these activities. They're for you. They help you reconnect with your spirit, your body, your mind. They're about restoration, not consumption. Now think of the comparison between being a homebody and someone always on the go. It's like comparing the steady flame of a candle to the erratic flicker of a firework. The firework is dazzling, yes, but it burns bright for only a moment and then leaves behind a trail of smoke, right? A candle, on the other hand, burns consistently, casting a steady glow that lights up a room for hours. And it's calm, it's dependable, and it's there quietly offering warmth and light. That's what a homebody does. She doesn't need to be the loudest voice or the most extravagant presence, right? She lights up the world in her own way through consistency, inner peace, and presence. Another example would be the way we often view a well-kept home. We might see someone's house and think of it as just a decor or material. But what if we viewed it differently? The house that you live in is like a canvas. And every choice you make in that space, from the colors you choose to the books you collect, to the way you arrange your furniture, it reflects your inner world. Your style, right? What you like, what makes you happy. It's a form of self-expression. A place where you tell your story, not with words, but with how you choose to live. A well-curated home can be a sanctuary, right? Our sanctuary, a place that reflects our values, our passions, our sense of peace. So being a homebody doesn't make you less of a woman. In fact, it may just make you more connected to your authentic self. Think about how much of our energy we give away when we're constantly out. Constantly performing, different energies we attract and that we're around, different people, personalities, or constantly keeping up with everyone else's expectations. Being at home allows you to replenish yourself. It's like the difference between a well of water that you constantly draw from without replenishing and one that you take the time to refill and care for so that it never runs dry. And when you do step out into the world, whether it's to work, to connect with others, or to follow your passions, your energy is fuller. You have something to give because you already given it to yourself. So you're not just a version, of you that's playing a role. You're actually the real, grounded, balanced you. So bringing your true self into everything you do is very valid. It's valid. It's important. So let's try to stop, devaluing the homebody. There's nothing wrong with that, ladies. Let's stop seeing it as a lesser way to live. Instead, let's recognize the strength it takes to create a sanctuary, to find fulfillment, in our space, to create, the small, quiet moments, and to resist the pull of the world that tells us that we're only worthy if we're always busy. Being a homebody is not about being stuck. It's about being centered. So to all the ladies, to all of the beautiful women out there who are learning to savor the stillness, who are finding peace in their spaces, and who are nurturing themselves at home, know that your choice is powerful, girl. It's a quiet rebellion against the noise. It's a testament to your wisdom, your self-respect, and your ability to live life on your own terms, right? You're creating something lasting, something meaningful, and that's the greatest form of strength. Okay? So remember that. And I want to thank you guys for taking the time to stop by and listen to the podcast today. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I want to remind you guys to take the time to take care of yourselves, okay? I want to remind you to keep nurturing your spirit and embracing the luxury of living your best life. And remember, let's continue to uplift and empower each other, ladies, okay? So until next time, embrace your softness, your strength, and all that makes you beautiful.